Oh.
Yes, so Helena, tell us about Anne and why were her diaries hidden for so long?
Well, Anne was a member of a minor landed gentry in Halifax. They were at the top of the social tree in Halifax, really. The diaries were hidden for so long because basically the sexually explosive content in the coded extracts were really not wanted to be publicised in the town. It would cause such a scandal.
You say that with a twinkle in your eye. You say that with a twinkle in your eye. But, I mean, they were coded, as we were saying. How was that code cracked? Who did it initially?
Well, initially, the last John Lister at Shibden Hall was an antiquarian, and he and his friend Arthur Beryl, they used to read the plain hand, as she called it,
right.
And then they couldn't understand the crypt hand. So Arthur Beryl decided one night he would take 2 of the journals home and he would try and get some clues. And came back next morning very excited, and he found 4 clues. And in her plain hand, Anne had put, "In God is my," and then there were 4 symbols, H, O, P and E. That's all it could have been, "In God is my hope." They worked all night, and by the end of that night, they got all the alphabets, all the symbols, and they were so shocked by what they found that Arthur Beryl said, "We're going to burn them." But thankfully for us, John Lister said no, and he hid them behind some panels in the hall, and he never did anything with them again after that.
So you then acquired this code then, and then you started to work your way through. How long did it take you? There was, what, 27 volumes?
27 volumes, 6,600 words, a lot of it in code, and it took me 5 years to decode the whole of the journals, by which time I'd produced 2 books from that.
Well, what you did was amazing, and then it's created this whole drama which you guys are in. And we have an extract from Anne Lister's diary. That's your character, Suranne, talking about Sophie's character. Would you read that for us, please?
I will. I have it here. She little dreams what is in my mind to make up to her. She has money, and this might make up for rank. We get on very well so far, and the thought as I returned amused and interested me. And Sally uses like almost direct quotes. You know, I mean, Sally Wainwright is just one of the most brilliant and beautiful script writers, but there's a scene that almost has this in it. It's just great the way that it's all moulded together.
So many themes that she's brought out in that first episode.
Yes.
I was absolutely amazed. As I know everything about Anne Lister, shall we say, and I was amazed at what she managed to bring out, even in the first episode.
Yeah.
What was it like for you to see all of your work then being put into a drama?
It's very romantic and very exhilarating. I mean, there's nothing romantic and exhilarating about plodding through journal after journal after journal.
Oh. Well, listen, huge congrats.
I'm the backstreet scribe.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's done so... So that was the clip.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
I mean, it's just done so beautifully. And what Sally's done, obviously, with all the work that people did before Sal, and Shoma, who's our historian, there's a book that goes with the series that she's written, and it's just made so accessible. So Sally has this human, complex, beautiful relationship that they have together.
That's where the attraction came from, then?
Yeah, everything that Anne Lister is, Anne Walker is not. And I think that when it starts, the sort of love story starts, it's a really surprising match. And it begins, I think, it's fair to say that she's kind of a bit bored and she wants to go and flirt with Anne Walker, and it's her money that's quite appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair to say that. But actually what is so extraordinary is that they were a match for each other and they sort of balanced each other out. And that's what this series does. It explores with real specificity their romance.
Yeah.
So we love the drama, it's fantastic. And there is this chemistry between you, but then do you think that's because you had this chemistry read before you were given the part?
I think it's so important. So, obviously, I auditioned for Anne, and then once they'd found their Anne Lister, I mean, as soon as Soph came in, I loved her work anyway. Yeah. Huge Peaky's fan. But I just think I just think we kind of fell into step with each other, didn't we, on that day? I don't know, how did you...
I
think,
think,
how you felt on that day.
I was so nervous, and I had such a bad cold, and I walked into this room with you and Sally Wainwright. I'm just trying to be really cool, but I was like, God, what did you have to do? Oh, God, we had to do a couple of the scenes, and I'd, like, been up all night really learning them. You guys were so cash and, like, chatting about these amazing women. But I think it's just to see, are you the right balance for each other? And I think we were and we are, you know.
And you've got to spend so much time together as well, so it has to work from the start.
I think what's really beautiful is that me and Soph didn't know each other. So as we got to know each other, our characters got to explore their relationship. So it's actually happening kind of in real time on screen.
Yeah.
So by the end of the series, we were just like, well, where's the snacks? Always.
Always
and we just got to know each other. It was, lovely.
I love the style of it and the energy of this drama.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's kind of a Downton Abbey meets Pirates of the Caribbean. But that sort of that tempo, because it is that tempo. The music comes in, and it is funny and it's quirky in parts.
Yeah.
It's so magical. But the charisma that Anne has, I mean, she really, you know, when she's got a bee in her bonnet and she forces her way to get something. So if she was around today, what kind of comparisons would you make, or where would you see her in today's Britain?
I mean, she's such an epic force. She was an astute businesswoman, so she ran her own estate, she sunk her own coal pits, she's an entrepreneur, so I think she'd have a huge business empire. She would never have sold Shibden, so she would have always wanted that piece of her history. But, you know, she'd be like Oprah, or she'd be a big part of the Me Too movement. She might even have her own TV show. I mean, she's just so, she's so wonderful and epic, but
Well, she's a
we
great
know
character.
about her anyway.
I know, she was. I love that.
It's unbelievable to think that everything that's kind of been unlocked was coded, was locked in a wall, and none of it would be known if it wasn't for the likes of Helena or whatever. That you know.
We're thrilled to be celebrating her in this way, and on primetime television as well. It's about time she gets her recognition.
Right. Well, thank you so much for sharing this with us. Gentleman Jack starts on Sunday at 9 o'clock on BBC One.